What's happening? As you can tell, I'm sitting in front of my Christmas tree. It's Santa Claus Day and everybody's got something. I was waiting on parts and boy, I got something too. I'll tell you what, I'm excited. Got some, I guess my favorite parts of all of it came in. There's still a couple things missing, but at least this part of the truck on parts is full. I'm still waiting for a couple of headers. I'm waiting for headers, that's it. Yeah, that's it right now. It's the last big parts. But the whole suspension stuff came in, so guess what time it is, y'all? It is kryptonite time. And I'm not talking about Superman, Batman, or however they all call it. It's kryptonite time. You're about to see what's up. The old Santa stuffed his sack, and he dropped off some goodies. So I'm gonna start off with the smallest things first. So here we go. These are Bilstein shocks. I got 4 of them. That's the 5100 series. All 4 of these are going to go on the truck on Monday. I'm excited. I hope I'll get everything done on Monday. But the best part about this whole thing is they're looking pretty good. And it'll make that car ride awesome, I'm pretty sure. It has to be a hell of a lot better than what it is right now. Yeah, and since we've seen Bilstein, I don't have to take him out. I'll have one out here in a minute. You can see him, but that's pretty much how they came in packaged up. I'm going to show you the most exciting parts now. You can see this big old box right here from Kryptonite, and you can see all the things they've laid inside of it as like a thank you or some sort. You can see one's the instructions of how to actually install this entire equipment right here. The suspension products, you can see a nice little personalized card from the guy that actually packed it, which I think is a nice touch, even though you don't know who it is, but I think it's a pretty cool deal. It's sort of like Mercedes AMG when they signed their engines. You know, there's always one guy building the engines. They put a signature plate on that. So I think that's a pretty nice little deal. Then you get a bunch of stickers with the whole thing and a couple of, some coolers, you know, some sleeves for your can of Coke or beer or whatever the heck you prefer to drink. Yeah, and once you sorted through all of that stuff, you kind of lift off this big old nice cover, and I'm going to do that now, hopefully without dropping the whole thing. Yeah, and here we are. Here you can see one of the Bilstein shocks. This one is actually the steering damper. It's going to be put on. You can tell. This thing is really nice, and all the Bilstein shocks look like that, so it's going to, not just the work this thing is doing is going to be good, but even the optics are good. And then, of course, you got the parts, all the string parts. I mean, look how massive these things are when you pull them out. I mean, look at this thing. This sucker's heavy. I mean, I don't know how many pounds I'm adding to the truck, but that's quite a bit. And you can see this ain't just a big piece of metal. This is like a big piece of metal. You know, billet, all one piece. Really nice, engraved, the whole thing. And then we got the shorties right here. You can tell. Let me get them out. You can see this is like a whole handful of metal basically right here. All solid. Nicely done. Got their name on there. So I can't wait to actually install these steering parts. Everything has a grease fitting on there. It's really nice. Quality seems to be really solid. Yeah, let's go on to the next parts. So once we've seen this, we got another small box right here, and in these boxes there's like 4 smaller boxes, and I'm gonna try to open one up one-handed right here. Yeah, and what's in here? You can see there's a nice print on the end and tells you sort of what's going on, congratulations buying their parts, and so on and so forth. And then we just take these out and look at that. Look at what we have here. Now this thing's solid too. Look at the size of this memory jammer here. Nice logo on there again, Kryptonite part. I mean, look at this piece. Look at this. This is insane, huh? I don't think they'll break again anytime soon. You know. So you have 2 of these, and then we got the again, you got some stickers and you got some instructions and things like this about how to put them on. Installation instructions on everything. Yeah, that's the death grip idler arm support. Now, they look like it's a death grip kind of thing. Whatever. And we got this plate right here that has to be on one part bolted in, the other I think it's getting welded in. So this part right here, after that's in, I'm gonna have to paint it so I don't have any rust on there, or try to avoid it, but it's really solid work right here. And then what else we got here in this death grip kind of thing? Let's open up this little box right here, and it's another black little wrapper. And there we go. Damn, look at this. Big chunk of metal, I'll tell you that, and they all look good. They all really look good. So grease fitting on here too. So yeah, I've got a bunch of more points to be greasing on this truck, but it'll be worth it. And last but not least, we got another small little box right here. We're gonna see what's up in this thing right here. On the wrapper again, and oh damn, look at this thing. This is this big. I mean, look at that. Look at the size of my hand. Look at this tie. This is insane. I mean, this is solid, you know what I mean? This is really solid. So I'm hoping, I don't think this will ever break. It'll probably live longer than the truck does. Yeah, and as you can see right here, there is number 2, and we'll go about that in a minute. All right, guys, and we go up to this box right here. This is the upper control arm kit, and as you can tell, they put a little sticker on here again. They got another sleeve here for your goods. Another guy, Garrison A, he signed this thing right here, packed it up. I think it's a nice touch. You know, I'm here in Germany, and I've waited on this stuff for a couple of weeks, and I'll be honest, you know, this is a nice presentation. I mean, even though you're not in a shop or in a store or any of that kind of stuff, you're just kind of waiting for your stuff and open up a box. I think this is pretty neat. So once we lift this thing out of the way, we actually get to see the upper control arm kit. And there you go, folks. I mean, we got our keys right in here. It's really cool. There's 2 keys up in here. We got a bunch of bushings and things like this in this kit right here. You can tell on this right here, so that's nice. If this thing ever breaks, you can just kind of unscrew it and put a new one in. You don't have to replace the whole damn thing. And then upper control arms right here. Really nice, big, solid piece. I mean, look at this thing. This ain't just a little bit of piece of metal. This is solid. And this thing is going to look pretty good. Same thing here on this other side with a bunch of hardware still in there. Screws, nuts, bolts, whatever you need. So everything you need, plus, of course, the instructions on how to install that as well. And I've discovered they even got videos on the whole thing. So if you can't really read, then yeah, it even tells you how you think the alignment should look like, caster, camber toe, and all that sort of stuff. So you kind of see that they taken care of everything. So I imagine this stuff's going to work out pretty good. So yeah, this is pretty much it. This is the old Kryptonite products. You can see them. They're on Instagram. They're on Facebook. They're all over the place. This is a U.S. product and fits the truck fine. So we'll see how this is going to fit the truck fine. Well, we were off to a good start, but this bolt right here is not moving. It's moving, but it's not coming out. So we're fucked. Basically doing this here for like an hour now, trying to get a bolt out. It really sucks. Well, we got this one side, we got the shock in, and we got the first Kryptonite part in, and the other one is still a big fucking problem. We got one bolt that's just simply not wanting to come out. Yep, that's the bolt, so we're trying to work on this with heat and trying to get her to come out, but she doesn't want to. The other side was really quick. I mean, this was here like 10 minutes and we had the whole thing out and good to go. But on the other one, we're on there since like, I don't know, 3 hours now. Pain in the ass, really. But it looks good. Well, we got the rear done. At least one positive thing. Got the rear end done. And new shocks here. Real good. That worked out really fast. Got this part done. And we're still working on the other side. Until we ain't got that finished, we ain't not going to continue. So it's a real pain in the ass. So there you go. 4 hours later and we're still grilling the car. Well, fellas, this is the part that took us like, let's see, 9 o'clock, and now it's 3 p.m. That's how long it took to get this out. We cut the, you see this? We cut it on both sides finally, and we chopped it in like a bunch of pieces just to get it out. But look at this. This is what's kept us. Everything is finished except this. Unbelievable. Hey, what's happening? Just a quick update on this part 1 of the Kryptonite install. Usually this is a fairly fairly easygoing thing. And you've seen in the video that one side was able to be done in like 20 minutes, basically. It was quick. But the other side was just taking forever. Then we went on a second day to do the steering linkage and all that sort of stuff. That didn't work out because we had another bolt that did not want to budge. And the problem on that bolt was it was the steering gears. And I said, okay, we stop it right there, put it back together because I'll have to order a complete new power steering gear. It's leaking so bad that there was no sense in knocking around putting new parts on there. So I'm waiting on those parts now. And then I can drop in the steering linkage and I finally have the front end done as planned. So it's a minor snag. I have to wait for the parts. But with that, of course, a small radiator. The radiator won't come in until like, I think the middle of January. So again, here I am waiting on parts. I had it aligned. And Kryptonite gives you these values in which you're supposed to use when you do the alignment. Well, those are not working out. Not for this particular truck anyways. But I'm going to have to talk to them and see what the deal on that is. So we aligned it to the factory specs. It's riding like as now, I'll tell you that. It's no fun driving the thing. Plus, I'm experiencing some issues with the engine, even though I've done the whole tune-up on it. Sometimes when you step on the gas, it hesitates to really get going. And at about 2,000 RPM, it runs like it's brand new. And I'm not sure if it has something to do with the transmission in the first, second gear, or second gear's out or broke or whatever. Can't tell you. I'm no pro mechanic, so I'm sort of tapping in the dark. I contacted a friend of mine in the U.S. He builds engines and race cars and all that sort of stuff, and he's got major experience in with engines, especially this particular engine block. So I'm gonna have to see what's going on there. I might have to end up dropping in engine and transmission. Just instead of fiddling around with it over here and waiting on parts, guessing around, probably just drop a whole new unit in there. It's probably faster and at the end of the day cheaper than sitting here waiting weeks for parts or trying to figure out what's going on. Still in Germany, it's a hard time trying to get people to work on these things. Like I said, I'm no pro mechanic, so I'm just doing the things that I think are the things I know how to. And I learn, but it's just sometimes you do need some help. So, but I guess that's all part of the Overland build. So we'll stop on the front end for now. There'll be a part 2 when we finish it up. And we'll get moving on some of the other parts. That's basically how we're going to have to do it. And yeah, that's about it. So I guess the next big step will be power steering and the steering parts, the steering assembly in itself complete. That'll be part 2 of the whole video. So sorry about that. Can't get you the finished product right now, but there'll be more other things to come. See you around.